Jonathan BJ Hayes here, local realtor in beautiful Port St Lucie, Florida. Once again, thank you for coming back to the home of Port St Lucie Real Estate. As always, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the videos, and also remember, sign up for the notifications so you know the next time I deliver you quality content about Port St Lucie Real Estate. So today we're going to talk about waiving your appraisal contingency. What does that mean? Waiving your right to cancel the contract if the lender's price opinion is lower than your agreed upon contract. That is exactly what waiving the appraisal contingency means. So you ask, why would anybody ever do that? Why would somebody pay more than what a third party says the property is worth? Here's why. If you're a seller and you want $400,000 for your property, if somebody with cash, which a lot of that goes on here in Florida, shows up and says, I want your house, I will give you $400,000 for it, there's no third party to step in to stop them. But if you're buying with a bank loan, whether it be a conventional loan, FHA loan, VA loan, the bank ultimately has the say. Remember, even though you're buying the house, you're really renting it from the bank. Let's just be real here. Something happens, it's the bank on the hook. They want to know that their asset is worth what they're paying for it. In this market where there's very little inventory, these are just bids. People are just outbidding each other. Bop, 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 bop. So in order for a buyer to have a realistic shot at buying a home, a lot of times they have to make it same as cash. And it's not just the buyer who is pushing this, it's the selling agent. I got to tell you, I see numerous times now and hear from selling agents telling us flat out, if your buyer is not willing to waive their appraisal contingency, don't even bother selling or sending over the contract. So as this goes on, it's my job to put my buyers in the best situation to purchase the house. So I will leave it up to them. I have some buyers that say, Jonathan, we need the house, we'll pay whatever. I have other buyers saying, nah, we'll walk, we'll find something else. All right. So let me give you an example of this. You go to buy a house, it's listed for $425,000. You place an offer because these bids just keep going back and forth. Ultimately, you offer $440,000, they accept. Your lender comes out and they say, hey, we did the appraisal. I know you have a contracted price of $440,000, but we're saying it's only worth $410,000. Seller refuses to take that $410,000 price and says, no, I want $440,000. If you've waived that appraisal contingency, you're locked in now. You're locked in stone cold. At that price, you've got to come up with that other $30,000 out of your pocket. The bank will not cover you. Here's the other thing that I would caution you on. Remember, you've got an inspection time. So let's say we have 10-day inspection period. Let's say bank appraisal comes back after time. Now, we tried to do it before, but things happen. If you're willing to waive your right for the appraisal, just remember this, my friends. If you waive it and then later decide that I said I was waiving it, but now I'm not going to, you're going to lose your deposit. So that 20 grand you put up front when you were all fine and dandy with waiving this appraisal contingency, you just lost it. You can't go back to the lender and say, Mr. Lender, I changed my mind, deny the loan. The lender is not going to deny the loan unless you have a legitimate reason that you can't buy it. Then they'll waive it. But just because you changed your mind doesn't mean that you can just waive it. So I'll tell you, Don't write a check that your butt can't cash. Period. I will say this, it just comes down to how bad you want the property. But just be prepared in this market. I may come back to you and say, hey man, they'll sell you the house, but they want you to waive the contingency. Then you'll have to make a decision. So there you have it. That's the gist on what is going on with the waiving of appraisal contingencies. If you have any questions about this, feel free. All of my information is below in the details. You can either call me or give me a text. I'll tell you more about it. If you have questions, I will always put you in the best position to get you what you want. The market is very tight. You may do some things that you may not want to do, but if you want that house, it's beyond competitive. That's just real talk. Don't let anybody tell you any difference. Thank you once again for tuning in to the home of Port St Lucie Real Estate. Again, this is the home of Port St Lucie Real Estate. Jonathan Hayes here signing out. Before I do, remember, as always, stay safe and be blessed.